So Vigilantes, as you've probably already heard, Emily Betricards, aka Felicity in Arrow, is leaving at the end of Season 7, which I definitely want to talk about because I haven't had a chance to already. And we've also got a synopsis for the upcoming episode to do with Black Siren, and I've definitely got a few things to say about that because quite a few people don't like what could be happening with the character. So let's break all of this down. What is up, Vigilantes? Welcome to a brand new Arrow video. So as you just saw in the intro, I want to cover a couple of things in this video. I just want to say, first of all, I'm sorry I didn't make the Felicity is leaving Arrow video like a day or two ago whenever it broke, just because I wasn't around. Boba has to try and sometimes live a life when he can, but you know, I get to talk about it in this video. Plus, I do want to discuss the synopsis for the upcoming episode to do with Black Siren, and you know, we've obviously got Sarah Lance coming back, and it's kind of like a Birds of Prey-esque episode. And you know, it actually threw quite a few of my theories out the window that I gave you guys in my trailer breakdown. And you know, that is, you know, well, a lot of people aren't happy with what could be happening. But first of all, of course, I want to talk about Felicity leaving Arrow. Which is quite surprising and a shame. You know, I guess first of all, I want to read out what Felicity said. Emily said on her Instagram, and then we'll go from there. So that is, the time has come to talk of many memes, interesting, of bows and arrows and superheroes and Felicity and queens and why the Green Arrow is so damn hot, and yes, canaries need more scenes. But wait just 1 minute before we go and do all that. For this to make me out of breath, to have this not small chat. Felicity and I are very tight too, but after 1 through 7, we will be saying goodbye to you. I thank you all for the time we've shared, the elevators we have climbed, the monsters we have faced and scared, the burgers we have dined. I will keep her in my heart for always, and I hope that you can too, because she would not be alive if it weren't for you. Love, Felicity and me. And then you've got a load of co-stars just saying goodbye. We've had Stephen Amell post a tweet from, I think, it was a picture of her first appearance, I believe in Arrow. And you know, we've had other various responses that I may or may not read out in this video. Well, starting from the top, the showrunners saying, we've had the pleasure of working with Emily since season 1, and in those past 7 years, she has brought one of the TV's most beloved characters to life. And although we're heartbroken to see both Emily and Felicity leave the show, we're completely supportive of Emily and her future endeavors. She will always have a family at Arrow. Now, say what you will about Felicity, you know, I think you guys know what I mean about that. I've never been a Felicity hater. You know, I believe it or not, it's going to be an interesting one. Some of you may not know this, but I have said it quite a few times before. When I was watching season 4, I didn't actually mind. I didn't mind it, but going back and looking at it, trust me, I'm with you all. So I've been a Felicity fan. I've definitely not enjoyed some parts of her character in terms of like the whole wobbly Oliver and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? We've all got our criticisms with whatever characters, but I have really enjoyed her on the show as well. I'm not going to say Emily has been terrible, because she hasn't. She's been very good, and she has been way better since season 4, and I've enjoyed her before season 4 as well. So I'm not shitting on this character at all. I do not want anyone to think that. And it's a shame because, you know, what does this mean for season 8 and Arrow going forward? Well, one thing's for sure, they can obviously write this in. She's having the Bubba, freaking baby, freaking queen, freaking Mia, Smoak. By the end of this season, I guess she's gonna, you know, F off to that cabin or something like that, to put it very bluntly. But the only thing that I'm now thinking of, and this is probably likely just because even though she's leaving Arrow and all that, you know, stuff, she's probably going to return for some appearance in season 8. Just because, well, we all know Arrow's ending, and we all know that Oliver Queen goes MIA, assumingly dies. This is just assumingly, I'm not saying I know this. Because of Crisis on Infinite Earths, the biggest theory at the minute, especially with Arrow ending, is that Oliver sacrifices himself, or that sacrifice he made, or something like that will come to fruition in that last, you know, in the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. Or even if it's not just like that, he would just somehow die some other way, saving Barry or something like that, rewriting the 2024 Flash Goes Missing in Crisis article. I don't know. I haven't seen the Crisis. I haven't seen the scripts or ideas or friggin' stuff like that, so I don't know. I just wanted to throw a few ideas out there before people saying, but that might not happen. So, you know, with whatever happens to Stephen Amell's Oliver Queen, and, you know, obviously it being its last season next year, you would have to think there would be some kind of reaction from Felicity on screen. And the reason I say this as well is because let's, for example, assume that Oliver does die in some way or another in a really sad, heroic death kind of moment, and it's going to be, we're all going to freaking bawl our eyes out. It's going to be horrible. It would be really kind of like, it would be really, as I said, see what we'll say about Felicity, it would be really weird, and I don't want to use the word cheap, I don't know what word I'm trying to find, underwhelming, or like just not right if there's no reaction for Felicity and the line was delivered from, I don't know, someone else on Team Arrow saying, yeah, Felicity's, with the baby at the cabin and she can't believe what just happened. Do you know what I mean? That would be really weird. So maybe they're filming a goodbye scene, or they already have, or they plan on doing that before the end of the season between Oliver, or just, a reaction from her. I'm not saying they're going to do that. I don't know. It may be likely, it may be unlikely. I'm just throwing ideas out there right now. But they could quite easily film some kind of thing that parts Felicity, and they just save that role for the future season in several months' time. But, it is sad. The reasons as to why this happened in real life is because, I don't really know, but it could be for various different reasons. Now, correct me if I'm wrong about this. I'm pretty sure their like obligatory kind of contract was after 7 years, so I don't think they had to return for the 8th season, but like you would think, well, why wouldn't she? If the show's ending, why wouldn't she stick around? Well, with the show kind of, your contract, I guess, being over, I'm just assuming this is the case. Maybe she got a gig for another thing, and they're like, well, that kind of starts filming this year, and you can't really do Arrow and this at the same time, so she took that opportunity. Now, in the world of work and just real life stuff, that is completely respectable and fair enough, so I assume that's why she did it, because to not be in the last 10 episodes, I can't count, sorry, I'm holding a bottle, Bubba, just get on with it. It's kind of like a weird thing to do if you're just having a holiday. You would appear, wouldn't you? But as I said, maybe there's still going to be the option open for her to make another appearance, just like low key, to do the reaction or something like that. Play her way into season 8 somehow, and with the whole Archer program thing going down anyway, it looks like Oliver's got to be on the run, Vigilante's going to be on the run, and maybe it's really going to be so focused on Oliver next season, and everyone's gone their own ways, and Felicity and Mia need the most protection, so they're in some random ass cabin. And I don't know, I'm going to stop talking now, because that's all there is to really say about that. It's a shame, but Arrow's ending, this stuff happens, and I would love to know, I guess, bottom line, to start the conversation in the comment section down below, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen with regards to Oliver obviously disappearing or something like that, because it hasn't been spelled out in the flash forwards or anything like that with his fate, but it's kind of obvious, I guess, to do with Crisis on Infinite Earths. What do you think they're going to do there? What do you think they're going to do with Felicity? Do you think she'll come back for like just a fly in, like film a quick scene? I don't see why she couldn't make time for that. Or do you think it's going to be something completely different? Let me know down in the comments below, and just your thoughts on Felicity leaving in general. And now let's move on to the synopsis for the next episode, because I want to go on a little bit of a conversation about that. So as you guys know, Arrow's returning on April 15th for its episode Lost Canary, where the trailer kind of made it seem like to us that Black Siren's going rogue, but I threw a few ideas out there that she could be doing this. Fair enough, she's kind of gone rogue a little bit, because everyone is just saying you're not a hero, and she's been trying to change, and I put it out there like, okay, if you think I'm the villain, I'm going to act like the villain. But she's maybe trying to do some good stuff or something like that. Because I think I didn't want to accept that they would kind of regress her character redemption this much. Or like, just kind of spoil it or whatever. And I that's my opinion. You don't have to have the same one. You might be totally on board with this. But from what I'm gathering from the comments is that a lot of people are not happy, especially after this synopsis came out. So let me read that out right away, and then we can get down to talking. So Birds of Prey, Katie Lott's guest stars. After being accused of murder and having her criminal past exposed, Laurel goes full Black Siren and teams up with an old criminal acquaintance, Shadow Thief, to go on a crime spree around Star City. While Dinah aims to bring Laurel in, Felicity refuses to give up on her friend and tries everything to get through to her, even summoning Sarah Lance for help. However, Laurel rebuffs all her efforts, forcing the former friends to face off against each other. And yeah, Like, that's the thing. I did expect the synopsis to give that much information, and if it does anything different in the episode, it's going to be annoying because that would be deceptive. But obviously, the biggest thing that people aren't happy with, sorry, I always adjust my seat all the time, is that it literally tells you that, you know, after being accused of murder and having her criminal past exposed, it's not a pretend thing. She's not, okay, going rogue and wearing her Black Siren outfit, but trying to do some good, but going about it in a very Black Siren vigilante way. No, she's actually going on a crime spree throughout Star City. She's gone Black Siren. Now, it's not black and white. I think this episode will show, you know, some moments between Felicity and Laurel, or some moment by the end of the episode of some, like, you know, accessing her soul and her feeling bad for what she's doing. And it's going to be like, you know, Laurel, are you going to come back from the dark side or not? You know, so she's not completely character regressed. But I think people are saying that it stepped over the line because she was on this redemptive path, and just her even, you know, going on a crime spree itself is a big knockback. Like, why are you doing this? And either way, I do understand that, because, you know, you could argue she's ruined Laurel Lance's reputation now, because she took up that mantle and we were hoping she was going to go somewhere with it, and she was. But as, you know, fair enough, I do get she's been knocked down by Emiko and people like Renee and everyone just misjudging her, but rightfully so. At the same time, I do get it. She was an evil criminal before, villain or whatever. And also at the same time, you know, after this, how is she going to recover? I don't think she can, which is why people are saying now that if she doesn't die, which I don't think she will, she's going to be forced to go back to Earth 2, because how is she going to live, like, on Earth 1? You know, as the DA, she's not a DA anymore. She's now going on a crime spree. It's kind of obvious that she's not going to be sticking around as Earth 1 Laurel Lance. So yeah, that's a bit annoying, but I'm still interested to see what happens. It would have been nice, but maybe we were being a bit too wishy-washy, hopeful, thinking that, you know, she was gonna be accepted by people and stuff like that. But I think at the end of the day, most people are pissed off that, you know, basically at the synopsis, it reveals that everything's kind of been thrown away. But I guess we're going to have to wait and see to the episode, so I'd love to know your thoughts on that down in the comments below, guys. What do you think of Laurel's redemption, taking a massive, you know, 180 or whatever, and literally her embracing the Black Siren persona, going on a crime spree? Sure, I'm sure, you know, Sarah Lance, Dinah, Felicity are going to get through to her, sure. At the middle of the episode, she's going to be like, you know, everything, our friendship was fake to Felicity, but eventually I think she will get through to her. And maybe even by the end of the episode, she will be redeemed, but she will be forced to go to Earth 2. They'll be like, look, Laurel, we get why you did an outburst, but clearly now you've done effed up again, and you kind of need to go away. Good luck. And then that's it. But I think that's going to still leave a lot of fans sour who are a big fan of this redemption story, including me a little bit. But, you know, that is that. So I'd love to know what you thought of everything I discussed in today's Arrow video, guys. Other than that, like this video if you did enjoy it. I really appreciate the support. It really does mean a lot to me. I just want to say thank you to all the patrons appearing on the screen right now. You guys kick ass. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. You know, because these are the top kind of tier patrons appearing. If you want to check it out for yourself, links are in the description down below, as well as my social media like Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and everything like that, as well as Discord. Join that to chat with me directly. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day. I'll see you vigilantes in the next video. Goodbye.